Welcome to Webb Street School and to the dedication ceremony of our brand new, all-inclusive, accessible playground. I am Kelli Howe, and it is my privilege to serve as the principal here at Webb Street School. To begin our program today, we would like to introduce 5 of our students: Skylar McCorsky, Cleophas Mayer, Samuel Long, Victoria Wiley, and Marie Garvin. They will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and join us at this time. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good job. Thanks, guys. Thank you, students, for leading us in the pledge. Great job. We are very excited to have you all here with us today. This represents our vision becoming a reality. About 3 years ago, actually in December of 2015, we had a meeting with some representatives from Christ Church, and they asked us what we would like to do if money wasn't an issue. And we said, let's build a playground. So we are so happy that that idea has come to fruition today. Now, after a lot of effort, hard work, and help from the community, we are standing in front of this beautiful new playground. You will hear more about this wonderful addition to our school during today's program. For now, I would like to introduce some special guests who are here with us this morning for our ceremony. First, we have our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. W. Jeffrey Booker. From the Board of Education, we have Board Chairman, Mr. Kevin Collier. We also have Miss Dot Cherry. I saw Dot. Oh, there she is. Hi, Dot. Miss Dot Cherry. Thank you guys for coming. Next, we would like to introduce our elected officials that are here with us this morning. Representative Dana Bumgardner and Jennifer Stepp from Gaston County City Council. And also very instrumental in this playground is Mr. Cam Carpenter with Gastonia City Parks and Rec. Thanks, Cam. We also have individuals here with us this morning who were instrumental in making monetary contributions and securing the funding for our playground. We will meet them later in the program when we acknowledge our donors. Now at this time, I would like to ask Mr. Kevin Collier to come forward to bring greetings on behalf of the Gaston County Board of Education.
Thank you, Ms. Howe. Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Education, it is a pleasure to welcome you here this morning to the brand new playground here for Webb Street School. Fortunately, after a couple of rainy days, we've had this beautiful morning to celebrate this new playground. I'd also, while I'm up here, like to, on behalf of the Board of Education, congratulate Mr. Bumgardner and thank Mr. Bumgardner for his huge contribution to this project. And if you just raise your hand so everybody knows who you are, Mr. Bumgardner, thank you. As you probably know, this year is a celebration of Gaston County Schools. This is the 50th anniversary of the Gaston County Schools as a united school district. We are celebrating all year long, and we're thrilled to have today's dedication as part of this big 50 anniversary we're celebrating. When you look at this playground, you have to be proud of what you see. You have to appreciate what a playground means to the students here at Webb Street. Now, instead of having just a traditional school playground, the school has an inclusive playground that is designed specifically for all schools that supports children with special needs. Now, all the children can enjoy spending time on this new playground. We would like to commend Principal Howe on her vision and leadership for this project, and we'd like to thank everyone who has been involved in supporting this project. When you see the children out here on the playground enjoying the swings and the features, it warms your heart to know that many, many people came together to make this happen. It is a real testament that shows when people work together, everything is possible. The Board of Education joins me in congratulating Webb Street School on this new playground. We extend a heartfelt thank you to the entire Webb Street family and everyone in this community for supporting this very important project. Because of you, Webb Street School has a wonderful new playground for children to enjoy. Thank you all for being here today and being part of the celebration this morning. And at this point, I'll turn it over to our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. William Jeffrey Booker.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Wow, what a great day to be in Gaston County. When you drive up and you're greeted by all this colorful playground equipment and you think about what it used to be when you came up. I do have a question, Ms. Howe. When we're having the Thanksgiving Day football program, how's that going to work with the playground?
There's still plenty of room.
There's still plenty of room. If you've never been here for our annual festival of the football for Thanksgiving, it is quite an event here at Webb Street. So that was my first thought, like, where are we going to do that? But, you know, Webb Street is a special place. And a lot of great things going at Webb Street, but one of the best things at Webb Street is people say yes. And this playground is an example of people saying yes. When you have a principal who approaches you and says, we've come up with an idea, and the idea will be $300,000 or $400,000, your first question is, how? But then you're talking to Kelli Howe, who only knows yes. There was a point where I was afraid she was going to donate blood and sell it to make this project come. But she said, I believe in this community and I believe in what this community will do. I was like, how long do you think it will take to raise 300? She said, I'm not thinking about how long, I'm thinking about what it will be. And so she has accomplished quite a yes. But what has been great is all the people who joined her in that yes. A ticket sales raffle where a trip was given away on a cruise. The sheriff's department walking along with her and helping sell tickets and do that. And if you haven't been here for the fundraiser that is the fashion show, there's not a fashion show, I would challenge you, anywhere in the United States that could rival the fashion show here at the Webb. And then barbecue plates. I don't know how much barbecue I've eaten, but it's been a lot. So all these things were opportunities where the community said yes. And there were also people who said, yes, you are brave. You're going to open up new experiences and new challenges, but you've never been afraid of those because change is positive. And to go beyond our comfort zone is where we afford change for our whole community. And people who say yes don't give up. They try and try again. And so we had a real excitement because there was a bond issue passed in the state, and we thought, oh, we fit all the criteria. It was one of the few times I've ever dealt with a grant request where the grant writers came to the site to say they were sorry that they couldn't give us the grant. But they felt we were well qualified, but we did not meet all of their criteria. And they began to try and help us find other forms of funding. So that's what's happened here at the Webb. Everyone who took part in this was brave. Everyone saw a challenge and didn't see the no, didn't see what it wasn't. They only saw what it was going to be. So we are very proud to be here today. We are proud of the teachers and the staff that work so hard here every day supporting our children. And they are our children. And this project shows that as a community, we understand these are our children. So it's a day of celebration, and I want to congratulate everyone for their participation in making a great jewel for our community. Ms. Howe, on behalf of everyone in our district, thank you.
We would like to take a moment to share with you some information about our new playground. It is important to note that playgrounds are vital for a child's cognitive, emotional, physical, and social development. An inclusive playground like ours addresses the need of students who have a wide range of abilities. The playground challenges them and provides them opportunities at their own developmental levels. From a distance, the playground looks like any other school playground. But when you get up close and really look at it, you notice there is much more than just a typical playground. The way it's built is different. Most of you will notice the poured-in-place rubber surface on which you're seated, which allows for easy access. Obviously, this surface is much more accessible than dirt, mulch, or gravel. The poured-in-place rubber surface is recommended through the Americans with Disability Act for accessibility. It is the most coveted surface for a playground, so we are so happy to have it. You will also notice the inclined metal walking surfaces, which allow for better access than steps. The playground has specifically designed wheelchair accessible feature known as a cruiser. This is the cruiser. Here, the cruiser allows for students who are in a wheelchair to enjoy the sensation of movement and rocking. You will also notice the swings. Guys, these swings are the most popular thing we have. The swings provide support for students who have weak core muscles. We have swings here. There's a purple swing there that's a tandem swing so that an adult and a child can sit in it if that child needs more support. Two of our most popular features with the students are the Kid Force spinners and the Volta Inclusive Spinner. One is back there, it's purple, and there are two other small spinners over here, and you haven't seen anything until you see some of our kids in those spinners. It just makes your day. It's awesome. Kelli's son Cade loves the one spinner. It's great. There are many other features that stimulate the senses throughout with independent play. The playground's multi-sensory experiences are designed to help build brain function over time. The playground has 6,450 square feet of surface with a total of 36 play features. It was built by Bar Recreation, and we have representatives from Bar here today. Where are you guys? There you are back there. Thank you so much. In conjunction with Burke Playground Equipment. The playground was completed a few months ago, and our students have already been enjoying it. When we conclude our ceremony today, we invite all of you to come forward and get a look up close and look at the playground and learn more about the features and the multisensory experiences. As we have already mentioned, this playground would not have been possible without support from our community. At this time, we would like to acknowledge some of our donors. When I call your name, please stand to be recognized and remain standing until I have introduced everyone. The Medical Alliance of Gaston County, the Community Foundation, Gastonia City Police and Chief Robert Helton, Stanley Middle School with Principal Rebecca Hostetler, Belmont Central School, Principal Phyllis Whitworth, Gaston County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Alan Cloninger. They need an extra round because they're our daily school resource officers as well. Thank you so much to those guys. Aiden Presley, Robert Williams, Russ and Jana Presley, Gaston County Law Enforcement, Kelli and Julie Mellering, Ken and Rita Wright, W.D. Lee Company, Leather and More, John and Rowena Barker, C4 Partners, LLC, Miss Peggy Hawley, Covenant United Methodist Church, and all others in memory of our student Jackson Putnam, Hungry Howie's Pizza, Michael and Penny Presley, the McCorsky family, also in memory of Jackson Putnam, Christ United Methodist Church. You guys have got to stand up. Larry, get up. We can't thank them enough for all they've done for us. Roy and Sylvia Short, Bill Lincecum and family, Dreamweavers Incorporated, and Genuine Counseling Group, and the many others from literally across the United States. We had donations from as far as Washington State and Texas to make this playground a reality. So thank you to everyone who helped make this happen. Is there anyone I've forgotten? Okay, thank you very much. Now we have two people who are going to share their perspective about why this playground is important to Webb Street School. First speaking is Talia Wooker, who is a teacher here at Webb Street and, more importantly, a parent of one of our students. And secondly, we have Mr. Kelli Mellering, who is representing our PTO as well. At this time, welcome Ms. Wooker.
Thank you. This is just really incredible. It's exciting. I'm out of words. I'm glad I wrote something down. I have been a parent here for a while. I've been on staff here only 3 years, but the staff here is the most dedicated staff I've ever encountered. And I asked them to share what this playground meant to them. And these are the things they told me. It is so wonderful to see students of all ages have a safe and accessible place to play. Another staff said, "The playground is incredible. It is a joy to watch all the students interact with each other, no matter what their disability is." Another staff said, "The playground is superlative, and it has been exciting watching students who do not normally get to have the opportunity to swing, play, and interact with other students in that manner do so." Another staff said, "I feel that the most exciting thing about the playground for our kids would be all of our kids can play together regardless of mobility. The playground is important because it gives my students the sensory input and break they need to continue with the day and be successful." Another staff person shared, "This new playground means a student in a wheelchair can play, interact, and engage just like their peers." We never experienced this before, so being able to enjoy this playground for the last couple of months has really made a huge difference for our students. I think it's safe to say that we have the nicest, most accessible playground in town, and I'm thankful for the community and support in making this vision become a reality for our students at Webb Street. Thank you to this community.
I want to thank everybody for being here. I would have liked to have had something memorized for this, but like the many parents that are here today, I'm sure you realize things don't always go as planned. Now what I did write, which I'll cheat and read some of that for you, you guys really pretty much covered all of that already. It seems like we're coming from the same place. One thing I would like that is a bit different is I do write a blog on my life with my son and how it affects my entire household and lessons learned from him every single day. One of the posts that I wrote, I was inspired by Webb Street School, by these people right here and the rest of you out there. I'd like to read this one to you. It's called Inclusion, because I'm sure you don't want to hear the same thing over again. What's the world like through the eyes of innocence? Somewhere over the spectrum, I see the wonder. I see the wonder of a world not tainted by ignorance and hatred, where superheroes exist and fairy tales really can come true. Children give us a unique opportunity to regain this magic. "Daddy," queried my 19-year-old son, "what's Santa Claus going to bring you for Christmas?" What we're getting? Let's see, speaking of himself in the third person, Cade answered his question. Santa will bring you Batman, Superman, and Justice League toys. Wow, Cade, I exclaimed. You must have been a good boy this year. Yeah, he so proudly agreed. Daddy, what does Santa bring you if you're nice? What, Cade? A bag of toys. Joy beamed from his eyes as he replied. Daddy, what does Santa bring you if you're naughty? What, Cade? A bag of... something not so nice. Although physically an adult, Cade remains a child. Autism may have robbed him of an ordinary life, but Cade has taught me extraordinary lessons. Throughout the past 2 decades, Cade has been the most fascinating person I've known. He has been a superhero, explorer, spy, and a space ranger. His adventures were always alluring to a man that settled for a boring job in banking. I must admit, his space ranger days always kept me on edge. Cade was just 2 years old and plotting travel to the far reaches of the galaxy. One small step for man became one giant leap from the couch. Moments later, we found ourselves in the emergency room with a fractured arm. That night, while my astronaut was fast asleep, I did what most parents would do. I painted his cast to resemble the beloved Buzz Lightyear's arm. Perhaps I should have gone with that annoying purple dinosaur, I thought, as Cade shouted, to infinity and beyond. Cade may have been sure of his ability to fly, but I wasn't so sure of my ability to explain another visit to the hospital. To protect him from the perils of space travel, we turned the couch upside down. All through his elementary school years, Cade attended school with typical children. He spent most of the days in classrooms devoted to children with autism. The remaining time was spent in moments of inclusion. Inclusive classrooms place children with disabilities side by side with their non-disabled peers. Through inclusion, children learn acceptance. Children are given the opportunity to realize that despite obvious differences, we're all the same. Instead of forming judgment and fear, they form friendships. The end of fifth grade was approaching, and it was time for Cade to find a new school. Cautiously, we looked over the middle and high school options that were available. Cade's teachers and several others highly recommended Webb Street School. Webb Street provides a learning environment for students ages 5 to 22 with intellectual disabilities. At this age, kids can become cruel, we were advised. However, at Webb Street, he will be with his peers. He will be with those that understand and appreciate him. At Webb Street, he can be himself. Determined that Cade should never compromise being himself, we enrolled him in Webb Street School. It was a happy place filled with exceptional children. The school protected the students from the perils of the outside world. At Webb Street, being different was not only accepted, it was encouraged. Why would anyone harm such beautiful beings, I often wondered. The answer is ignorance. Ignorance causes individuals to somehow feel that they're better than others. Ignorance doesn't see beauty in things that are different. Ignorance sees fear, and fear breeds evil. What does evil look like? It's not zombie-like creatures with decaying corpses like you may imagine. That would be too easy. The vile stench would give it away. Evil lies in faces like yours and mine. Evil is all around us. We let it in when we fail to see the beauty in God's creations. We let it win through racism, sexism, homophobia, and heartlessness. I stand guard with the Army at Webb Street School, and together we fight to protect those persecuted for being different. To anyone thinking they're better than others for some pathetic reason, I have this to offer you. You are not smarter than a 5th grader. If there's one thing that I learned from raising a former space ranger on Playground Earth, we're all created equal. Thank you.
Thank you to Talia and to Kelly for being with us today and supporting us through our huge playground fundraising effort. At this time, I would like to introduce Pastor Matt Morris of Christ Church, who will share a few remarks and lead the dedication of the playground. Matt?
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you to all of you to give us this opportunity. As we get ready to dedicate this playground, I've been told that we're not dedicating this playground to one particular person. And that's because so many of you have stood up and had a hand in what this has become. What instead I'd love to dedicate this to is a story, a 6-word story. It's an easy one we can all remember, and it's an easy one we can all share. I'm here as a representative of Christ Church, and I'm blessed to be able to say that. The story begins with a few gentlemen asking a simple question: what do you dream about? And Kelly, you said in an email yesterday that it was on December 11th in 2015. They asked you, what would you have? What would you do if money was not an object? And she brought up this playground. We can't do this on our own. But what a few men and women from our church said is, I can do this. And an I can from a church, from a few people, became an I can with Kelly. Became an I can with the school board. Became an I can that eventually developed into a we can. And that's what happens when enough people say, I can. Some dreams are overwhelming. Some things seem impossible. And when it comes to Webb Street School, impossibility is something they conquer every day. And so an I can became a we can. But a we can doesn't stop there. A we can always leads to a you can. It is an inspiration when enough people get together to do something for others. It becomes an inspiration for others to do. And so because I can, because we can, now students and a community have the opportunity to say you can. And so I'd like to dedicate this playground to that story. I can, we can, you can. Let's share that story so that it doesn't just end here. What could be next? I'm almost afraid to ask.
So is Mr. Booker.
But I think our story reminds us it can happen when all of us say, yes, I can. Kelly, thank you. Thank you to all of you. And if it's okay, I'd love to close this with a prayer. God of all creation, so often we get worried about our own limitations. And yet, Lord, you allow us the opportunity to dream big and to remember that we are not alone, but to know that you are present and that with you, all things are possible. Thank you for the people that made this playground possible. Thank you for the stories and the lives that will be changed because of how you have moved in us and through us. And may that story forever be one on all of our lips as kids and adults and families come and take advantage of this dream come true. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Morris, for being here with us today and for leading our playground dedication. Now, the moment we have been anticipating is here. It is time for the ceremonial ribbon cutting to officially declare the Webb Street School Accessible Playground open. We would like for everyone who has been a part of the program this morning to come forward as we put the red ribbon in place.
All the way to start. Okay. On 3, okay? 1, 2, 3.
It is wonderful to declare our playground open. Today we are celebrating our new inclusive playground, but there is much more to celebrate here at Webb Street School. If you've never been on a tour of the school, we invite you to come sometime and tour our aquaponics program, which we've just formed a partnership with Webb Custom Kitchen we're super proud of, that our students do vocational training in. We'd also like for you to see our traditional playground, our sensory room, and all of the other things that make our school so important for our community of learners. I hope you can tell we have a great deal going on here at Webb Street School. We encourage you to visit often. Thank you for being here with us today at our ribbon cutting ceremony. We sincerely appreciate all of you to help us celebrate this wonderful occasion. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And please take a minute to tour the playground. Thank you so much.